Damn, son, where'd you find this?
1, 2, 3.
We are at Electric Deluxe Recorders in Austin, Texas. A studio, home base of Black Pumas. It is a recording studio, but primarily I like to think of it more like just a creative space.
On the scene, child, never mind. Take me for sister mind unto the heart.
My favorite thing that inspires me about a studio is where you can just sit down, start making music, and not have to wait for 4 hours for like the microphone, you know, and it's just like everything's plugged in, ready to go, and you've come in and just turned that on and we're like rolling, you know. So that's kind of the impetus behind like a lot of the design and the layout and stuff.
Let my soul refine, but never mind.
This is
Fast
Martin,
you go.
60s Martin. If I had to choose one instrument in a house to have, it would be this guy. Just a parlor, simple acoustic guitar. I love the immediacy of its just natural, organic sound, from the steel to the rosewood, and then you have the dreadnought body. I favor a smaller guitar because it gets the job done in a very epic way. And I feel like a lot of the tonality also comes from the player. And so for me individually, you know, me and parlor guitars just go well together.
This is a Fender custom shop Telecaster that the good people over at Fender, our friends, made for me based off the first Fender Telecaster I bought when I was in college here at UT. I used to always play guitars with humbucker pickups, and when I started to play Fenders, and particularly, like I said, Telecasters, it provides the best of both worlds. It provides like more warmth and a little bit more grit and beef, but also provides that like percussive thing that also suits kind of the way I play guitar. This was not part of the original guitar that I had. There was a while there, particularly on the first Pumas album, where I was just twanging everything out. Doing that on everything. It's something that I like to have as an option. It's like little sound bombs at the end of songs and whatever.
Confines, we've got to try. In last confines, I've got to let my soul refine.
So this microphone right here, this beautiful thing, is an RE15. It's one of my favorite microphones of all time. And this microphone is super cool, not just because it's old, but because it's also very, very nimble. It feels very unassuming. I feel like I probably am reflective of like an RE15, like my energy. I might come off as unassuming and, you know, at face value, but then there's big presence, right? So this microphone kind of has a way of rejecting all of the other sound around it. And it really highlights my voice in a way that sometimes allow for distortion depending on what the settings are in the control room.
I used to have a bigger pedal board, and I thought I would just make it as concise as possible. And like, if I can't make sounds with this, then what the hell am I doing on guitar? You know, my role typically with Pumas, Eric is a very rhythmic player as it is, and I'm a rhythm guitar player for the most part. So I like to have these tones to kind of complement, you know, for the two guitars to work together. We both use a lot of reverb and tremolo, so this Slint Strymon is probably, if I had to lose everything here, this would be the one that gets me through every gig. It's got tons of reverb options. The tremolo is just incredible. You can't go wrong with any of the sounds that come out of this. I use reverb from an amp a lot, but I do like to have more control over here. So then I have an extra reverb, a spring reverb pedal. There's some songs where we just go extra on the spring reverb. The tuner, playing like vintage instruments by nature, just go out of tune a lot. So I just need to make sure that I always have a tuner, obviously. Got 2 delay pedals. The reason for that, I actually haven't really used this one in a while. The Line 6 Echo Park, which I don't even think they make anymore, had as a tap tempo. And particularly on the song October 33, when Eric plays that, I like to be like completely dialed into his rhythm. So I just keep this here. So while he starts the intro, I have 30 seconds to be tapping the tempo here and then lock it in. This Catalan Bred Echo Rec is amazing, based on the Benson Echo Rec, I believe, delay. And this one is my like extreme, just more of a soundscape, like effects kind of thing than it is like the practical use. This boost pedal, this Cattle and Bread Epoch Boost, also is made by Cattle and Bread, is just a preamp like boost pedal for certain songs where I just need like a little bit more bite and a little bit more volume. And I used to have a bunch of different fuzz pedals, 2 or 3. I've just gotten down to just this Earthquaker Park Fuzz. It's just the jam. It's like, it really responds to how you play. So if I just dig in harder and turn on the volume of my guitar, it just sounds like 60s, just bonkers fuzz. But if you play it just a tiny bit, a little bit less attack, it kind of just is a distortion pedal. The wah pedal, I haven't really been using it a lot lately, but it's just always been habit to have one. And when I do get to play wah, it's super fun. I tried the small wahs. They make those like real compact ones, and it was just way too awkward. I had to go back to the big one. Need your foot to be able to actually hit it. That's everything on the pedal board, yeah.
Can't we do what the lovers do? Let your soul refine what the lovers do, baby. Yeah. Let your soul refine.
The name Black Pumas came towards the end of 2017, and it was a long text thread. Just went on this tangent of like jungle cats because of the Jaguar logo in my studio. I think I had a computer open, or maybe it was Googling stuff and just sending like scientific names of cats to Eric, and it was just this long text thread until we hit Black Pumas. But yeah, it was definitely an extension of the studio because the project originally was a studio project. We didn't have plans to play live as a band at first.
So refined. Yeah.
When we first started this project with Eric, it was like everything that he was starting, as soon as I heard his voice, it was like the Frankenstein scene where like Frankenstein gets electrocuted and everything just came to life.
He's probably given me a lot of credit, though. I mean, I opened up for the likes of, Prince, and he's collaborated with all kinds of people. And we all have a sort of interesting way of inspiring each other individually. I bring a certain thing to the table that moves the people around me and vice versa.
Do what the lovers do, baby. Let your soul refine. Got to do what the lovers do, boy. Let your soul refine.
I started to play guitar and honestly, like, always tried to find my own lane with it. When all my friends were like doing the, screaming on the guitar and everything, I was always digging into, well, how do you make it like this like rhythmic instrument and stuff? And, I'm still like on that path to this day. I love coexisting on guitar with Eric. And his style is unique and percussive. It forces me to think like that's just my favorite thing to do as a guitarist is how do I like complement and fit in here without stepping on any toes, Some of the guitar solos on the album, I'm really trying to play like he's singing. And so rather than like showing off how fast I can play or how many scales I know, I was like, the stuff that's just classic to me is when people are singing on the guitar.
The guitar was the first instrument that I chose to kind of write songs on because I think that when I take to writing a song, I feel like I know what I want to say. My favorite thing about the guitar is the immediacy of playing it and the sound reciprocation from what I'm feeling inside to what the guitar is doing.
What the lovers do.
Inspiration comes in everything, day-to-day life, love, and the guitar.
Till life's confines, I got to try. In life's confines, I got to let my soul refine.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?